August, events in August. It's this one for main circuit, and the 30th of August is the next one, as we see the API Property Group GTI Challenge cars, classes A, B, and C, roll along the Joubert Strait towards Castrol Corner. Joining me on Mike's side is Gary Fleming, and this one is going to be, as per normal, out of the draw.
Yeah, is it going to be Class A that's going to take our attention? Is it going to be Class B? Or is it once again going to be Class C? It's changed through the years as the classes grow and or shrink. And we've had years that everything's been about the front end with Umpi Swart and Marco Busi and Clinton Mazadenote. And then there was a time that Class B with Mohammed Kalfi and our one and only chairman was putting up some massive battles. And then we had a time where the Class C was just about the real deal. The whole Brat Pack was fantastic. So where's the action going to be today? Well, we're going to see soon after they go down into turn number one. A full field of 20 cars that is out there on, 26. And see Skalk Geldenhuys is listed at the back. I take it he's going to start at the back of Class or back of...
No, he had a problem with the qualifying, and I just got information here from Emil Tiny Brunt of Tiny Spit Box that he will start at the back of Class A. You can't expect that man to start in 26th position with all those Class C cars in front of him. So he is going to start at the back of Class A, so the 10 car will start at the back of Class A. But Nathan Victor and John Henry Vaughan will lock out the front row of the grid. The 71 and the 32 will be in P1 and 2 on the front end of the grid. Summit Racing, Nathan Victor, and Summit Racing, John Henry Vaughan. They are on the front row. Then we've got Shane Williams and Ollie Hintenhouse on that second row. Third row is Ian Cup. And then on his outside will be Skalky Geldenhuys.
So 5 Class A cars, 9 Class B cars, and the balance, the Brat Pack, which is probably, Frankie, where the action's going to be. Remember the last event where the high-speed mugging?
Oh, yeah, of Mark Fontini.
Wow, that was something else. That was brilliant stuff. And, yeah, I think that's probably one of the most viewed pieces of footage from the last event. So let's hope that our camera selection is going to work favorably so we can pick up the Class A, the Class B, and the Class C battles out there. And Frankie, I see we've got a couple of newcomers that has joined in Class C as well.
Yeah, good to see that the newcomers are busy coming through. Mark Fontini has only qualified 5th in Class C. So not where you would want to find him, but he'll work his way through from there.
Tristan Joubert and Daniel Muner on the front of Class C.
First time pole position in Class 4, Tristan, so well done to that young man. But this is going to be good stuff. Class B is going to be where the action is, and so is Class C, that I can promise you. But don't throw away the Class A cars. They've dwindled in numbers throughout the years. It'll be Zach Layden, Waylon Volskenk, Razik Harris, Zaki Hendricks, Mohammed Kalfi, Daniel Muna, Dani Sandenberg, and Sean Liebenberg. They will be your Class B contingency. It's a one-light start, and away they all go as they run it down into turn one, into Block Point Corner. Take a look at this lot going into Block Point Corner. John Henry Vaughan has dropped down into that third spot. He was in a second row. The API property cars are first, second, and third in Class C as they head out of Block Point Corner. Let's have a look and see. They are all over each other. There is Ian Cup going through your shot. This is Class C Brat Pack, and the API cars are locking out first, second, and third in that class. Class C is going to get entertaining as we watch this whole lot run through Lundstem Kink and into Damps.
Well, John Henry Vaughan got cut out of that one there. He had nowhere to go whatsoever. He just had to back right out of it. How they've all gotten through and nobody spun so far, unbelievable. Let's hope it stays that way.
Well, it's still a long, long crocodile going down that back straight. And the man to catch is going to be Nathan Victor. The man of Summit Racing is making his way into a Pertamina Fostron corner. And here come all the Class B and Class C cars heading through. That's your Class B group. That's been led there by Zach Layden. Zach Layden leads them out. That is the Class B contingency as the A cars head into turn number 1. Just watch them all roll through as they head into 1.
Yeah, Nathan Victor from Gelden, I said, started at the back of, I believe there's 2 cars off in turn 5. We'll see if we can go and have a look at that, and we can pick up that info for you as soon as possible.
Right, so we all watch this whole lot. Look at those Class C cars. They are side by side. A couple of Class B cars in there as well as they head into...
All right, we got a red flag, Frankie, I believe, in turn 5.
So we apologize for the cameras. We do have a red flag situation, but once again, the cameras today have decided, doesn't matter what Gary presses, don't want to play with, and the IMUSAT team are trying to sort out the problem. It does make commentary a little difficult, but we will have to work with what we've got.
How far is a little difficult from impossible? Very close. Unfortunately, we're missing out on a lot of great action, but our team is doing the necessaries in the background to try and get it sorted out for us as quick as possible.
Right, so the red flag, for those folks that don't know, there is a 2-car situation in turn 5 in Pertamina Fostron, and that is the reason for the red flag. We'll ask our radio man to confirm the numbers of those cars, and then we will relay to you the names of the drivers of those 2 cars.
Frankie, it looks like the exit of Pertamina Fostron. You can see the vehicles are on their way to there. It looks like there's a vehicle on the exit somewhere. There we can get our camera to pan just a little. There we go. Is that Mark van Tien's car?
We'll try and pick up, it's 2 Class C cars that I can guarantee you that's in trouble out there. There's actually, am I seeing 3 cars? Yes, there's 3 cars, 2 on the left.
In fact, there's 4. There's
and
one of the API cars there as well.
There are 4 cars that is involved in that situation, 3/4 way through Fostron corner.
Well, the 4th one now on the outside, on the right-hand side of your picture. That car is moving, the API car. So that's one good thing, but it looks like of the other 3, I think they might have completed their race number 1, as the API car now is also moving off. That could be Muna. When it comes closer, we'll be able to pick it up. Looks like there is suspension damage, wheel alignment damage on that motor car. I'm going to have
Ross Schroeder. If it's car number
Ross?
16, it's Ross Schroeder. And Ross is Mr. API Properties, Ross Schroeder. And he sponsors the class, and he's also sponsors a couple of cars in Class C as well. So Jordan's got the binoculars on them, and he can pick up some of the numbers. So that is a 16 car of Ross Schroeder. He was on the exit left-hand side of Fostron. He fired that car up and drove it back into Park Vermeer on its own steam.
See, the medics are down there now as well, but I haven't seen them. They've gone there, but they haven't really done anything. So I think it's more precautionary than anything else.
Well, we're just going to go off air for a while. It was 4 cars. One has gone back. We just wait for Tiny to get information on the radio, and then we'll get back to you the moment we know more. All right, so verified that the four cars that were involved in that is car 90, and that is Tristan Joubert. Car 16, Ross Schroeder. Then car 74, which is Ijaz Majid, and then car 37, which is Nasser Hameldin. Those are the four cars that were involved, Class C cars that is involved in that situation in turn 5 in Pertamina Fostron. Ross Schroeder did take the 16 car back to the pit area under its own steam, but the other cars have to be assisted back, and the moment everybody is happy down there and the marshals have sorted out their thing, we will get back to racing once again. Still 6 more laps to go.
It was actually quite amazing that they made it all the way through to there, because if you look how close it was to turn 1, turn 2, it was unbelievable that they all made it through there, going 2 abreast and almost 3 abreast through Sorrel Sweep, and everybody made it through there. I suppose, yeah, it was inevitable with 26 hot shots out there. And as we said, is the action going to be Class A, Class B? Well, today, so far, the action has been in now a slightly thinned out Class C.
Right, so big thanks to all our sponsors here. Big thanks. That's right. Look at this button. All right. So we see the V8 Masters lining up. They will be up with the supercars directly after the API Property Group GTI Challenge. So we're just waiting for the clear up team, the marshals, to go and sort out that situation. They've got the drizzle that they're putting down there on the track to absorb the oil and fuel and whatever went down there on the circuit, the water, etc., etc.
So they've got rid of the morning cold now in 2 ways. 1, the sun's come up, and 2, the action started out on track.
So big thanks to City of Cape Town, a big thanks to the Porsche Club, King Tony Tools, a big thanks to Castrol, to Blockcoin, that is the new sponsor here at Kalani.
To Sarel van der Merwe for being a legend and letting us use his name for turn 4.
And to Smile, 90.4 FM, the official media partner of the Western Province Motor Club. And then of course to Lime Property Management, Mr. Clint Ridden and his entire team.
Yeah, Clint Ridden, that's now part of Mancom as well. He was one of the nominations for club chairman, for vice chairman, and not getting that, but being highly respected, was offered a position on Mancom in any case, and hence is on the management side now. So not only putting financial assistance in, but also using an amazing business brain to help us to keep Kalani in the black, out of the red. There's a lot of race circuits around South Africa that are really battling from a financial point of view, apart from the sociological side of it, where there's possibilities of losing numerous circuits, main circuits and ovals, and with the strong management that we've had in the 77 years, I think we're actually 78 now, of Kalani International Raceway, has made it that we are one of the most successful main circuits in South Africa. And what I can tell you is, in terms of live streaming, we are currently the most viewed live stream of all the main circuits through South Africa. So IMUSAT is battling a bit with the stuff today. A big thanks to IMUSAT for what they've done to lift us to where we are now, and in excess of 13,000 views on average for the last financial year. So big thanks to IMUSAT, and I'm pretty sure that Gideon and the boys will get it sorted out, that we can have that optimum camera selection by an earlier part of the race day.
Right, so we are just waiting for the marshals as we can see out of our windows that they are clearing up and they're moving out the way so we can get going. There's still 6 more laps to go in this one, and we'll have to look and see. We've lost 4 Class C cars, car 90, car 16, car 74 and car 37. Those are the 3 Class C cars that are out of this one. So it's reform, reset, redo, and then we will be all systems go. As they're standing on the grid there, I can look out the window. Class B, Zach Leyden and Valen Volskenk is on that front row of the grid. And Zaki Hendricks is one of the cars that's there on the second row of Class C. Valen Volskenk right up there. I see Mohammed Kalfi is a little bit further down. Razik Harris is in 3rd spot in that Class C, and just behind him is Kalfi. So that is just some of the names that are in Class C. Sean Liebenberg, Donnie Sandenberg, they're all in there in that B class. And that's the B class that you're, the folks at home that are seeing on your screen right now. Just ahead of them is Class A, and the Class C boys are completely out of shot at this stage.
Talking about Class A, Skull Keldenace, whose car wouldn't start, was demoted to the back of the Class A grid, had got himself up, if I've got my facts correct, into 2nd position when the red flag came out. But this being a full restart means that he then goes back to the back of the Class A pack.
Right, the cars move off the line. It's now a depleted Class C field with 4 cars that have now decided to leave us. As the cars come rolling through, Conor Hubert is still in there.
Frankie?
He's at the tail end of C.
Decided to leave us. Is that if somebody has an accident and they can't go any further, did they decide to leave us?
They decided to leave us and go back into the pit area, yeah, and watch it from there.
So all right. So for those that decided they're not going to race any further, Strongs, let's hope that they get it all sorted out.
They didn't leave us because they wanted to. They were involved in a pile-up in a Fostron corner, so they are now watching it from the sidelines.
So that Class A battle is going to resume itself in the original grid positions that they started, which means that Skull Keldenace once again finds himself at the tail end of the Class A. As they work their way around, they're going to get a little bit of temperature into those tires. Ian Cup and Ollie also there in the Class A. See that a lot of people are starting to move up onto the embankment to watch some of the racing from that vantage point. And for those of you at home, good afternoon. Is it afternoon already? No, is it still morning? Welcome to Killarney International. And yeah, we're having a bit of camera selection problems, but we'll try and bring you as much of that information that we can see through the window here, and the camera shots that we can select during the course of this race.
Yeah, I know Gideon and Stephen and the team down at IMUSAT, all the guys and girls down there are beginning to try to help us, and they're doing what they have to do to get all the little camera problems sorted out. And it's weird how things work. And it's weird how things work, and then the gremlins just climb in when you least expect it. And it always tends to happen on morning of race. You can check things there. The cars that are stricken, 3 of the 4. Ross's car isn't one of those. The 16 car is back in the pit area. As I was saying, you can test the stuff in the week and it works, and then race morning comes and then this happens. And yeah, I suppose that's just the way it goes, eh?
Computers were supposed to make life easier. Well, I've got a different view on computers as a whole.
Right, so they did an outlap. They will line up original grid positions, Tiny was telling us. And then it is 6 lap dash for cash, so to speak, if I can use that terminology. Class C cars rolling into position, so we are nearly ready for all systems go once again.
So it'll be a one light start as opposed to a three light start. For those of you that are not regular watchers, when we've got very big fields, we have the red lights go off. Class A pulls away. There's a 10 or 5 second gap. Lights go off a second time. Then the Class B cars pull away, and then there's a little gap, and then we let the Class C cars off the line. Being 26 cars, and to do a bit of changes. Talking about a change, Frankie, look at the big gaps there in the front end of Class C. So for a bit of change, bit of variety, bit of spice, not that you need more spice for GTI Challenge, sponsored by the API Property Group for 2025. Original position, Schalk Geldenhuys coming off the back of Class A. On the restart, a depleted front end of Class C. The 5 second board goes down. And away we go, and it looks like the front end of Class... Oh! Making big contact there. The front end of Class B was slow coming off the line.
Racing down towards turn number 1 into Blockpoint corner. It is car pulling off already, going there into Blockpoint. So Nathan Victor of Summit Racing will say, man, I'm going to have to do this one all over again, as they race down into Castrol Corner. Along the Joubert Straight they go towards Castrol Corner. They filter through Castrol one by one, classes A, B and C, as they race their way through the kink and into a turn number 3 into Damstep.
Well, unfortunately, we're not able to pick up that closer camera shot for you, but the Class A starting to stretch themselves out. And once again, we see Nathan Victor is the man on the move. I see John Henry Vaughan looking like he's in 5th position at this stage of the fight. Nice to have the young man back out on circuit, as the mid-pack sitting very, very tight, going down towards turn 5, Pertamina Fastron. And it's very close for 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Schalk Geldenhuys is there in that 2nd spot in Class A as the field roll out of... oh, there's a car gone off. There's a Class B car that's gone lost there. It's either going to be one of the Sundenberg cars, or it could be Mohammed Kalfi that has gone off. There's a Class C car, and that could be Gaza. Remember, they put the drizzer down on the circuit there for oil, and I think those cars picked up whatever was left there, and they got sent packing.
Harris, Leyden, Limburg, Volkskank, Hendricks, and then Sundenberg. Sundenberg being one of the cars that did go off, and that is why he finds himself at the back end of the main pack of Class B cars.
Right, the leading cars are going into turn number 3 into into a Damstep. Yeah, they come through now. And Geldenhuys and Victor sit out 10P 1 and 2. Then it is Williams behind Shane Williams. It is John Henry Vaughan, Ian Cup and Ollie Hintenhuis. Here come your leading Class B cars, and it is Zaki Hendricks that's been chased down there by Zach Leyden. Down the back straight they go. The Class A cars, nose to tail, down the back straight, and it's a challenge. There's a challenge for the lead going into turn number 5, going into, and there's a challenge for 3rd as well as they work their way out of Fastron.
Unfortunately, not been able to pick up that camera shot at all, so the exit of turn 5 out of our view at this point, but in our view going down towards turn number 1, it's Victor and Geldenhuys, and they are side by side as they go into Blockpoint corner. Look at that, Geldenhuys in that 2nd position, but giving it a pretty strong run. John Henry Vaughan has got himself now up into that 3rd position. There's the front of Class B you just saw going through there, which was Harris ahead of Zach Leyden. And then a little bit further back is Liebenberg.
Yeah, there's a lot of Class B cars that pulled off as well, as so there comes your front group, your Class A cars that's working their way out of turn number 3. That's all the Class A cars coming out of Damstep. They will be going up that Golden Highway towards turn number 4. There they go through the double right-hander saddle sweep. Victor, Geldenhuys, Vaughan, Williams, Cup and Hintenhouse as they work their way down the Kalani Straight towards Pertamina Fostron.
Oh, it would have been nice to be able to get a shot there. We got them now eventually going into the Pertamina Fastron turn 5. John Henry Vaughan ahead of Williams, Cup and Hintenhouse finds himself in 6th position. It is not what we would have expected from that one, as there is the front end of the Class B battle as the photo again goes away from us, and that Class B battle is starting to open up now just a little bit with Harris from Leiden from Liebenberg. We're going to try and pick up the front end of the Class C battle, which should be coming through now.
Now, Class C, that's the Class C cars that are busy coming through there. Daniel Muna is in that fight, but it's Thunderen that is in P1 there. Then it's Ferroli, then it's Dreyer. Muna's dropped down a couple of positions in Class C, followed by David Joubert and Mark Fontini all the way towards the tail end of Class C.
Well, I tell you what, it's still very close. Victor from Geldenhuys, John Henry Vaughan, Williams, Cup and Hintenhouse. As fast as you can say those names, that is how they come through. Here is the Class A battle on its way down the Kalani back straight, down towards Pertamina Fastron, turn number 5, side by side as they go into the corner. And once again, we cannot see the camera shots.
Well, I'll tell you what, when last have we had all 6 Class A cars nose to tail, they come into view now. It's Victor and Geldenhuys. There is nothing between them as they work their way into turn. As they work their way into turn number 1. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. These two guys are side by side, Victor and Geldenhuys, as they work out, and Skulk is right on that back bumper of Nathan Victor. Behind him is John Henry Vaughan. Then it's a hell of a fight there between Williams, Cup and Hintenhouse.
That's the Class B leaders coming through. That's Harris and Leiden. And look at that, Liebenberg and Volkskamp now side by side. And then the next one coming through will be Sundenberg.
Now look at the Class A cars. Oh, they're bumping each other. Going into turn number 3. Oh, there is contact in Damstep. These guys are all over the place as we watch these Class B cars roll through Cashel. There the leaders go through. They are holding each other up. Victor and Geldenhuys are holding each other up, and John Henry Vaughan is getting closer as there's a lost car trying to rejoin. There they go, down that back straight. And look at the man that sits in P3, John Henry Vaughan. He's saying to Victor and Geldenhuys, carry on like this, guys. I am right here.
He's actually closed up quite a bit. He's now, well, the last time they went, oh, there's a change up for the leaders. Well, they're now side by side, and John Henry Vaughan saying, you carry on, keep on doing what you're doing. I'll get closer and closer. Now he is in the slipstream. That two-way battle now becomes a three-way battle, and they are on their last lap with a slow-moving Class C car directly in front of them. Geldenhuys gets it a little bit sideways, and John Henry Vaughan sticks it up on the inside. It's Nathan Victor that goes back to the front.
Oh, and there's Williams and Cup. They're having their own little fight there for P4 and 5. Yeah, they are side by side. That lost Class C car will just keep right out of the way as that fight continues. Right, we'll see if we can find that leaders, because this is the flag lap. We apologize for the camera stuff, folks. Not the commentator's fault. There is a glitch in the system as another Class C car just keeps right out of the way of this fight for first, second and third in Class A as they race down the back straight. And the biggest loser here is Skulky Geldenhuys. He's dropping way down. He's still in third spot. And then that fight for P4 and 5 still raging on behind them as they work their way through Pertamina Fastron.
Well, I think this is going to be to go straight to the flag, which means John Henry Vaughan in that second position. He has inherited a beautiful situation with the front two fighting it out and him being in the right place at the right time. Nathan Victor from John Henry Vaughan, Geldenhuys that came off the back of the pack with a car that initially would not start, from Cup from Hintenhouse as they come across the line. Next one comes through should be Harris from Leiden, as they're going to come into camera shot now. Yep, it will be Harris just ahead of Zak Leiden. Liebenberg eventually winning out there from Volkswagen for third and fourth in Class B from Sandenberg, who was involved in that initial incident in turn 5. Frankie, Class C.
Yeah, it's Flashman Finneran that crosses the line ahead of the 68 car of Dreyer, and then Adriano Ferrari is in that fight as well. He finishes in that fourth position. Devon Dreyer finished there in second spot, as the rest of the field just roll through in Class C. Not too many Class C cars left. We lost a lot of cars out there, not just the 4 cars that had trouble in turn 5 in Pertamina Fast Run, but we lost out Mohammed Kalfi. I think we lost the 7 car as well of Zaki Hendricks. But yeah, it's one of those races of nutrition. Yes, we did. We lost out on Zaki Hendricks, we lost out on Shane Williams, and we lost out on one of the 2 Sandenbergs. I think 49 was Sandenberg Senior. The 77 of Sandenberg Junior finished. I'm not sure which one of the 2 is which, but I know one of the Sandenbergs got a DNF and the other one did complete the race. So lots and lots and lots of drama out there for GTI Challenge, sponsored by API Property Group. Just some of the replay action that happened out here for the API